Hi, this is Richard with Main Street Business Consultants, and this is one simple thing. Today, the lesson of Captain James Cook. Captain James Cook is a legendary figure in naval exploration in the mid-1700s. He took many long and detailed trips to the South Pacific and is famed for his discovery of New Caledonia and the Hawaiian island chain. In January of 1778, his ships moored off the shores of Hawaii, and the company and crew were welcomed there by the Hawaiians as gods. They resupplied the ship by trading iron tools, and his men traded iron nails for sex with the native women. All in all, for the time, it was a successful visit. He named the island chain the Sandwich Isles after his friend, the Earl of Sandwich, and it was another feather in his cap. Roughly a year later, Cook's ships returned, and again they were welcomed as gods. They explored the island's interior, and a good time was had by all. However, one of Cook's men died during the visit, showing the Hawaiians that they were not gods, but mortal men, which left things on a bit of a sour note. This time when they left, they hit a storm and suffered damage, and they had to return to the islands just a week or so later, where they were greeted by the Hawaiians throwing rocks at them. A fight ensued, and in the scrimmage, Cook was killed in the shallow waters off the shore of the Big Island. So what does this have to do with marketing and business? The lesson of Captain Cook is one that is applicable in business in many, many ways. First and foremost, he did not have enough information to understand what was happening during this enterprise. And he was running on an Anglo-European notion of supremacy. They were civilized and educated, while all the natives were heathens. He had arrived at certain assumptions based on a very limited market study. He misunderstood the treatment he was receiving as normal, when in fact he had arrived the first time just before the traditional festival honoring the god Lono. And when he came back the next year, it was literally in the middle of the same festival. He underestimated the people's ability to learn and adapt. Once the Hawaiians saw that they were just men, their attitude quickly changed. He acted only in his self-interest and in general took far too much liberty with the goodwill he was offered in the honeymoon phase of their interactions, which in business terms would be overestimating the customer's tolerance. Of course, he also did not trade fairly. He had no solid plan of how to move forward on even ground with this interaction, which would ultimately lead to his undoing. A fair takeaway from this story is that just because you are successful a few times doesn't mean it had anything to do with you. Last thoughts. History is replete with these stories that end this way. Businesses taking advantage, thinking that the customer is foolish, or that your product is the best, or believing that you know enough. History is overrun with stories of failure based upon these things alone. So much so that with just a little bit of investigation and a little bit of research on your part and prior planning, you should never have to experience this firsthand. Information, fair trade, high standards of operation, and keeping it business might have kept Captain Cook alive. There's no doubt that it can help keep your business alive. Thanks for dropping by. For more information, free videos, and help with your small business, please visit us at mainstreetbusinessconsultants.com. Main Street Business Consultants, helping Main Street because we are Main Street.